We're today studying the fifth point of the Elven Star of the Sun. And this is the aspect of yourself which is projecting into the future by creating projects, which typically you share with other people. The words here are the projection of true self into vision, ardent ambition, and what we make sacred. And this whole business of sanctifying your future is very important and not much understood, not much practiced. If your life has no meaning, then what is it? What are you doing? Are you just living for pleasure? Living meaninglessly? Or living for somebody else's meaning? Like, if you put all your life's meaning into your children, then that's putting a responsibility on them to give your life meaning. That's not right, is it? You got to make your own life meaningful in its own way. And this has a lot to do with what you consider sacred and how you are with sacredness. That can be a spiritual practice, a religion, in other words, um, for many people. But only if it kind of gives you that feeling of the ultimate degree of respect, that you follow this because it's the right thing, it's the best thing, it's the most important thing. Now, how we find out what that is for us, how do we discover our own relationship with sacredness? How do we come across what gives our life ultimate meaning? Well, the answer is the fifth point of the Elven Star. And if you look at the Sabian symbol for the fifth point of the Elven Star, then you'll have to interpret that and see what it is. In my case, a deserter from the Navy. Refusal to accept the unacceptable. And this is absolutely true for me. I've gone from one teacher to another. I've gone from one relationship to another, one job to another. And certain parts of these things were unacceptable to me. So I refused them. And I deserted that commitment. I've done that with relationships several times. I've done that with jobs any number of times. But not now. I've found that which gives my life meaning now. Only, though, because of giving up previous things. Half a dozen times I could have stayed with a situation which wasn't wrong. It was just a bit of a compromise. It wasn't totally right. It didn't feel like I was completely involved. And now I'm happy to say that I have found that. So if you want to find something which completely absorbs your committed, excited attention of what you want to do for the future, that's what will give your life meaning. If it's not sacred, then ask yourself, why not? Does that mean you don't have sacredness in your life? Or does it mean that you do have sacredness, but you're not enacting that as a body, as a life path? That's a very interesting question, isn't it? If you find that sacredness is meaningful for you and you believe in holiness and spirit, then why don't you align your life completely with that? Why would you not do that? That's the highest meaning that you're ever going to get. It's a challenge. Maybe that's why you don't do it. It is a challenge, but it's the right thing to do. And if your job or your relationship or your whole life is just dull and meaningless and nothing, well, look at the Sabian symbol of the fifth point. Try and interpret that in a way that can pull you up and give your life excitement and enthusiasm. If you're not fulfilling your days one after another all of the time, one after another with enthusiasm, then why not? What's stopping you from doing that? That needs to be dealt with, because that's our job. Our job is to be enthusiastic and get on with it. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you're enthusiastic, really. And I would say sacred, so it's meaningful. So if you can find within the interpretation of the Elven Star's fifth point enthusiasm for something or other that fits the description, yeah, give it a try. That's probably your life path.